Pawb, Suzy ydw i. Dwi'n athrawes yn Ysgol Sant Ysbae yng Nghasnewydd. Dwi'n gyfrifol am Gymraeg ar draws y curriculum. I'm responsible for Welsh. I'm the Welsh coordinator. Our school is a inner city school, 2-form entry, about 440 children. Ar y course sabbatical y llynedd. I went on the sabbatical course and it was completely life-changing for me. Now, mae llawer o syniadau gyda fi I helpu fi dysgu Cymraeg yn effeithiol. I've got loads of ideas now how to teach Welsh as a second language effectively. So, a bit of background. The teachers in my school before the course, some were confident to teach Welsh and the many others weren't at all and were asking me for help a lot. And we were using the ES packs and trying to do help heddiw sessions, just using our own ideas. And the outcome was that some teachers hadn't been on the ES courses for a long time and the provision was becoming quite mixed. So there were gaps in the children's learning. And when you spoke to the children, when I was listening to learners, the children were just not confident to communicate in Welsh. They often looked like rabbits caught in a headlight and were sort of freezing on the spot. And I just knew that they didn't have the language patterns at their fingertips. And then we had Estyn in May 23, and they picked up the same thing, that the children just were not confident to communicate in Welsh, and they didn't know how to extend their sentences. So I was on the course and just the course was so wonderful. It gave me so many fresh ideas about how to teach Welsh effectively. So I was just buzzing to get back and put the ideas into practice. So because Welsh has been made a priority target on our school development plan following Estyn, the head teacher has been very supportive and given me time out of class to develop the Welsh provision. And so I'm decided to focus on the 10-minute Welsh slot within the day. Because I wanted, the aim, what I was thinking of was I wanted us to be able to communicate with each other in a natural way and be able to speak to anybody within the school and be able to talk to each other and have a conversation in a fluent and in an easy way, rather than being startled when anyone spoke Welsh to you. So what I've done is I've made a pack of materials to support the teachers to deliver their 10-minute daily Welsh sessions. And I've called the pack of resources Cymraeg bob dydd, Welsh every day. And it's been received by the staff really, really positively. The teachers are just really grateful for the support it gives them. It's very structured and it is a cohesive and progressive plan. So I'd like to share some of the resources with you, just show you what I've made. I'm going to share my screen now. Bear with me. I'm hoping you can see that. So this is Cymraeg bob dydd. It's a unified daily Welsh plan to have dialogue around the school. It's based on the sentence patterns of the EAS Welsh Continuum. And it uses EPI techniques, which is the methodology of Gianfranco Conti, who's a language guru. And I've also used ideas from Mateus Mora and also from friends and colleagues who were on the sabbatical with me, because we share resources together. So this plan is, the idea is that every class within the school learns the same sentence patterns every month. So we have a sentence pattern for September, sentence patterns for October, and so on. And so every child from reception to year 6 are learning the same sentence patterns at the same time. So it's replaced phrase of the week. We now have sentence pattern of the month. So September, we started off with who we are and how we feel. And then October, we started to do counting and how old we are. It was like a data month. November was all about the weather. And then December, at the moment, we're doing GAE, talking about things in the classroom. Moving on to January, what we like and what we don't like to do, talking about our hobbies. February, where we live and who we live with. March, possessions, so what you've got and haven't got, so talking about pets. April, where we like to go. May, what we liked, where we went, so past tense, so building on April, where we like to go, where did we go, what did we do at the weekend. Third person in June, talking about a friend, and finishing in July with my favourite things. So the idea is there's Google Slides for every year group and a poster to put on the wall. So the teachers can display the sentence patterns, and I'll show you the posters later on. So I'm going to show you the slides for April, because these patterns particularly address the problem that Estin highlighted, which was the children cannot extend their sentences. As you can see from the pack, I've organised it into 3 progression steps. So CAM 1 is progression step 1 and is for reception in year 1. CAM 2 is for progression step 2 for years 2 and 3. And CAM 3 is progression step 3 for years 4, 5 and 6. So the children will revisit the slides on a 2-yearly cycle, and then CAM 3 on a 3-yearly cycle. And the idea is that the children will have a lot of repetition and the sentence patterns will be really firmly embedded because they revisit them over and over again. And so I'm going to just show you, this one is CAM 1, so reception in year 1, for where we like to go. So I'm just going to try and remove that. There we go. Hold on a moment. So the Google Slides are for teachers to be able to present the resources. They have everything in one place. So I've tried to remove the barriers for teaching Welsh. The instructions are on the slide for the teachers, so they just show them to the class and they can teach directly from the slides. We present reception year 1 with vocabulary to start with, and I've given 6 keywords to reception in year 1, and then the slides for years 2 and 3 have 9 words, so the same 6 with 3 more, and then the CAM 3 has 12 keywords, so it's the same 9 and then 3 more. So it's very much a progressive and cohesive scheme. So I've also got Welsh and English on the slide, so the teachers can begin to use some Welsh instructions. Dywedwch ar ôl i, say after me, and it talks the teachers exactly through what to do with the words. I'll say them in Welsh, you say them in Welsh. I'll say them in Welsh, you say them in English. I'll say them in English, you say them in Welsh. I've also given actions so that the children learn the same actions throughout the school. And there's also a sound bite on the slide, so the teachers who aren't familiar how to pronounce them can listen to the sound bite and before they use it, or whilst they're teaching, the children can listen to me saying the words. So we drill the vocabulary to start with. Cinema, siopau, traeth, eglwys, parc, porthnofio. And then we've got a map. So moving on to locations. Click the map to see different places. Chant the names in Welsh. Cinema, traeth, eglwys, siopau, parc, porthnofio. And then click again to see where Flick and Flack visit. So I've based a lot of the resources I've made using the Flick and Flack puppets. And every class from reception to year 3 has a Flick and Flack puppet within their classroom and within their enhanced provision area. So Blair, my Flick, park. They pop up and you can ask the children where they are. And now I've moved on to a sentence builder. And this is a very key part of the pack, because this is based on the ideas of Gianfranco Conti. When you present a sentence, it's presented in a sentence builder. The children select a word working from left to right, and they can build any number of sentences, and they will never make a mistake as they combine the words to build a sentence. So, dywedwch Cavroli, say after me, read and echo each sentence in Welsh and English. I've also made flashcards, so the children can see the flashcards and come up to the front, hold a flashcard and tell Flick a Flack where they're going. Dwi'n hoffi mynd i'r, etc. And then the slides then provide games for the children to play, to rehearse and repeat the sentence patterns over and over until they become very familiar. This game is called Dyfalwch y Frawddeg. Guess the sentence. The teacher secretly writes one sentence on a small whiteboard, and the children take turns to guess which sentence it is. So they're reading the vocabulary, reading the sentences, chanting them, listening to them. And then part I see that off. The teacher just clicks, the word disappears, which word is missing? So the children are reading and chanting together, and you can ask them, what does that word mean? So they really are developing a good foundation and a good understanding of the sentences. Parwch y brawddegau provided the teachers with sentences to print. This is on a Google Docs. The children have a sentence each. They walk around the room chanting their sentence and find someone else with a matching pair. I use WordWall, fantastic resource. If you click on the links, the game pops up and the children can match the Welsh to the English. Now, this is what I wanted to show you particularly because addressing the problem of Estyn, which said we didn't know how to extend sentences. Using this pattern, Dwi'n hoffi mynd, the children are going to be introduced to gyda, connective with, and then family. So they're straight away learning to extend a sentence. And we're going to read these through together. Dwi'n hoffi mynd i'r parc gyda mam a dad. Dwi'n hoffi mynd i'r cinema gyda dad. And you can see that the children are being introduced to family members and again rehearsing the same sentence pattern. Okay. And then following on this, we've got slab board, a game the children love where they work in a group of 3. They have one child calling out the words and the other 2 have to tap the word the quickest. And that helps with reading and remembering the pronunciation and repetition. And they keep the score to see the winner and they swap over roles. It's another quick game. These are all activities which can be delivered within 10 minutes every day. And the teacher can just put up the slides, run with it, and it's all ready for them. Last Man Standing is the absolute favourite game that I found with the children. They have to select a sentence, because the receptionary one, the teacher can print them out, give everyone a sentence, everybody stands up, the teacher reads out the sentences. If you've got that sentence, you sit down, and then the last one standing are the winners. And then we're repeating with places with the family, so cinema, and then all the places pop up. And then we've got people. So the children are going to chant the sentence, Dwi'n hoffi mynd i'r pwll nofio gyda dad. And they can keep chanting together the sentences, repeating with the family. And now, as well as with family, I've introduced achos maen, and reception year 1 have 3 reasons. Achos maen hwyl, achos maen cŵl, achos maen fendigedig. So the teacher reads and echoes each sentence to the children in English or Welsh and introduces the reasons, and they have actions to go with them. And these will be developed in CAM 2 and 3, building on these. So reception year 1 are already introduced to giving reasons and opinions. So listen to Flick a Flack, give a sentence with a reason. Children use the listen and copy the actions. And we can see now sentences fully developed. And reading together, I like going to the cinema with mum and dad because it's fun. Dwi'n hoffi mynd i'r traeth gyda mam, dad a chwaer achos mae'n fendigedig. So this gives the children already from reception in year 1 a really good opportunity to learn how to extend sentences. Finishing with a game, children come to the front holding flashcards, a place, some family members and a reason. Can we build a sentence combining all this information into one sentence? Dwi'n hoffi mynd i'r siopau gyda mam, dad a chwaer achos mae'n cool. And then we are playing a game. I'll show you the game. I can find it on my screen. Hold on. Sorry, bear with me. Trying to manipulate my screen. Here we go. This is a word wall game. So children choose a number. They have to translate it into Welsh with a partner. Think, pair, share. And it's a lovely opportunity to use their skills to translate from English to Welsh. And now we've finally got to the question. So in the past, I used to always teach the question first. But since the course, I've realised that it's a good idea to teach the question after these statements, because if you teach the question first, you have nothing to answer it with. So the children are taught the question, ble roi ti'n hoffi mynd? Say it to the ceiling, say it to the floor, say it to the window, say it to the door. Listen to flicker flack, ask the question, and can you answer flicker flack using all the knowledge you've got? And then there's a chance to walk around the classroom, listen to the song, ask each other the question. When the music pauses, answer the question to a friend, and they're starting to use their knowledge that has been drip, drip, drip fed over every day for the last month to be able to have a natural conversation with their friends. And then now what I've done here is we are revisiting previous sentence patterns that we've learned in previous months to keep them on the boil. So this is pets from previous month, and this is where do we live? And finally, the final slide is the poster. So my resources have a poster for each progression step. Each class has a display called Cymraeg Bob Dydd, and every month the teacher prints out the new poster and adds it to the display. So the children have a visual reminder of all the patterns we've been learning. So at the moment, we've got 4 posters on our display because we've got to December. By the end of the year, there'll be 12 posters, and it's a really good visual reminder of everything we've been working on. And the children can then reflect back over the month. Can you ask someone else where they like to go? And can you tell someone else where you like to go, with who and why? So thank you. That was a little insight into the provision I've provided for the teachers in my school. And it's been really, really positively received. The reception teacher, she has been very open with me. She used to really be nervous of speaking Welsh. She didn't really teach it at all. She admitted she actually taught a couple of lessons in the whole year. And now she keeps coming to me saying, oh, Suzy, this is fabulous. I'm really confident now how to speak Welsh and how to teach it. And she's just flying high with it. And so we've also shared it with the cluster. And what I do in my school is every month we have a staff meeting at the beginning of the month where I train the staff how to use the resources. We practice going through CAM 3, the higher level, so that they've got the skills to present it themselves. We play the games together, we rehearse the pronunciation, and then they feel confident to go and use the pack themselves. And now I've just had a cluster meeting and shared it with the Welsh coordinators in my cluster. And we're all agreed we're going to use these resources within the cluster, and that then feeds into the high school, because from now on we hope that the provision within our cluster will be exactly the same. They'll all have the same 10-minute daily Welsh input. And over the years, as we keep using it, we're hoping the children will become so confident, because the sentence patterns we use so embedded. So yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. We're in early days, but so far so good. It's been had a massive impact. Diolch am gwrando.